There's a kind of darkness that doesn't always shout. It doesn't wear horns. It doesn't breathe fire. It smiles. It speaks softly. It wears the mask of kindness while hiding something far colder underneath. Evil isn't always loud. Sometimes it's patient. It studies you, calculates you, waits for the perfect moment to strike. By the time you notice it, it has already drained you, your energy, your peace, maybe even your sense of self. The Stoics understood this truth long before us. Epictetus said, when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. But the evil person does exactly that. They feed on control. They manipulate. They take satisfaction in making others lose their balance, because the more you doubt yourself, the more they rule over the ruins that remain. They appear charming, reasonable, even good, but beneath that calm exterior lies hunger for power, for attention, for your submission. And yet, there is strength in awareness. When you learn to see clearly, their illusion loses its power, because darkness only thrives where eyes are closed. Today, we'll uncover 5 signs you're dealing with such a person, and how Stoic philosophy can help you stay untouched, calm in the presence of corruption, unmoved in the face of deceit, because you cannot always avoid darkness, but you can refuse to let it enter you. Sign 1. They twist goodness into guilt. It starts small, so small you almost miss it. You do something kind, you offer help, show care, extend patience, and somehow you end up feeling guilty. That's the subtle genius of an evil person. They don't strike like lightning. They seep in like fog. They twist your virtue into a weapon and make you believe the wound was your fault. They don't need to shout, they just need to suggest. A small look, a quiet sigh, a few words that echo in your mind long after they're gone, and slowly, your confidence begins to fracture. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. But to be unlike them, you must see them clearly." Evil minds understand empathy, but not to feel it. They study it. They mimic it. They use it as camouflage. They learn your kindness like a map, so they can find the shortest route to your peace. When you act with integrity, they call it pride. When you speak truth, they call it arrogance. When you draw a boundary, they call it betrayal. Every virtue becomes a vice in their hands. And before you realize it, you begin to apologize for being good. That's their goal, not to defeat you, but to make you defeat yourself. Epictetus would remind you, it is not what they do, but how you interpret it, that harms you. That is the Stoic shield, perception. They may twist your name, but they cannot touch your nature unless you let them. So the Stoic response is not to harden your heart, it's to anchor your mind. Refuse to let manipulation define your meaning. When they mislabel your motives, stay silent, stay centered. If your intentions are pure, let the world call them what it will. You remain unmoved because guilt is their mirror. It reflects only their control, not your character. When they hand it to you, don't take it. When they twist your kindness, don't bend with it. Meet their deceit with calm clarity, not anger, not retreat, but truth, held quietly in your chest. Remember, evil feeds on reaction. It withers in awareness. They want to see you unravel, to see your peace depend on their approval. So give them nothing, no argument, no explanation, only stillness. Because stillness is power, and peace is rebellion. When you refuse to be moved by distortion, you reclaim what they can never touch, your integrity. So walk on, not bitter, but aware, not vengeful, but free. because in a world that twists kindness, remaining kind without guilt is not weakness. It's the highest form of strength. Sign 2. They thrive in chaos. The evil person cannot survive in calm waters. They need chaos the way a fire needs oxygen, and when peace surrounds them, they grow restless. So they create it, quietly, subtly, relentlessly. One rumor here, one lie there, a whisper that spreads like smoke between friends, a spark of doubt placed in someone's mind, a harmless comment that suddenly divides, and before you know it, tranquility burns. The air feels heavy, the ground feels unsteady, and peace feels impossible. Why? Because chaos is their element. It's where they thrive. It's where they rule. In confusion, they can disguise their intentions. In conflict, they can hide their guilt. When others argue, they watch. When others tire, they stand untouched, feeding on the energy they've stolen from others' turmoil. They don't want resolution. They want reaction. They don't seek peace. They seek participation, because in chaos, they are powerful. They play the victim, the savior, and the puppet master all at once. Seneca once said, "He who angers you conquers you." That is the trap of chaos, not the noise itself, but your willingness to enter it. Evil thrives when you fight its storm. It weakens when you refuse to step into it. To the Stoic, this is the art of detachment, to stand still while the world spins, to observe the waves crash without drowning in them. When you encounter such a person, remember this truth. They crave reaction. They feed on emotional energy. They twist your peace into fuel for their fire. The antidote is silence. Not the silence of fear, but the silence of power. Be the calm that their noise cannot reach. Be the stillness that their storm cannot shake. Because the moment you stop reacting, you stop feeding them. You'll see it happen. Their words lose sharpness. Their games lose impact. They start to wither without your response. This is not indifference, it's mastery. You are not ignoring them, you are denying them access to your peace. Epictetus would remind you, no man is free who is not master of himself. Master your reactions and you master the moment. The storm may rage around you, but it cannot touch what refuses to move. The evil person loses their power the instant you stop participating in their play, because their chaos cannot exist without your calm to destroy. And when you remain unmoved, they vanish like smoke before a mountain of stillness. That is how the Stoic defeats evil, not by fighting darkness, but by refusing to become it. Sign 3. They pretend to be the victim. This may be their most cunning disguise. They hurt you, and then claim you've hurt them. They lie and demand your apology. They manipulate and insist they were misunderstood. It's the oldest trick of ego to hide behind victimhood, because if they can make the world pity them, they never have to change. They rewrite the story. They become the wounded one, the misunderstood soul, the one who did everything out of love. And suddenly, you find yourself explaining, defending, apologizing for the wounds they created. Epictetus once said, "When anyone shows himself to be wicked, remember, he acts from the impression that he ought to act so." In other words, they convince themselves they are right. They justify their cruelty. They wrap their wrongs in righteousness. This is how evil sustains itself not through open violence, but through emotional distortion, through narratives that make them the victim and you the villain. To the Stoic, this is poison victimhood without accountability. It drains others while feeding self-deception, because the evil person's goal is never truth, it's control. And the most effective form of control is sympathy. They know empathy is the strongest currency in the human heart, so they spend it lavishly to buy your silence, to buy your guilt, to buy another chance to twist your peace. You begin to doubt yourself. You start wondering, am I being too harsh, too cold, too unforgiving? And that's when they win, because the moment you trade reason for pity, you give them your strength. But the Stoic knows better. The Stoic loves deeply, but not blindly. The Stoic forgives, but does not return to the cage. The Stoic response is simple: compassion without compliance. You can understand someone's pain without letting them use it as a weapon. You can offer grace without granting access. You can wish them healing without allowing them to wound you again. Because forgiveness is freedom, but reconciliation must be earned. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." So when they play the victim, don't play the savior. When they beg for sympathy, offer silence instead of surrender. When they demand your guilt, stand firm in your truth. Remember this: a snake can shed its skin, but it's still a snake. Change in words is not change in nature, so walk away, not with hatred, but with understanding. You see them clearly now. You've taken back the narrative, because true power is not in proving them wrong, it's in refusing to be their mirror. And that's the Stoic way, to see evil for what it is, without letting it turn you into its reflection. Sign 4. They despise your independence. An evil person fears one thing above all: your freedom, because freedom means they can no longer control you. It means their manipulation no longer works, their words no longer wound, and their power begins to fade. So they disguise their control as care. They say, "I just want what's best for you." But what they really mean is, "I want what's easiest for me." They'll guide your choices, but only toward what keeps you beneath them. They'll call your obedience loyalty and your confidence rebellion. They'll praise your humility, but mock your independence. They want you doubting your own voice. They want you thinking that without them, you are lost, that your worth exists only in their approval. Marcus Aurelius warned, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know themselves." The evil person is among those 10,000. They do not know themselves, so they try to own others. But when you know yourself, their spell breaks. When you remember who you are, their power dissolves. Because control only thrives in confusion. The clearer your mind, the weaker their hold. The more you trust your own judgment, the quieter their influence becomes. Epictetus taught that freedom begins the moment you understand what's in your control and what is not. You cannot control their lies, their guilt games, or their attempts to twist your perception, but you can control your reaction. You can control your focus. You can decide where your peace resides. And when you make that choice, when you stop playing their game, they vanish. Like shadows under sunlight, they lose shape, they lose power, they lose meaning, because their entire existence depends on your reaction. Your anger feeds them, your guilt sustains them, your silence confuses them, but your clarity, it destroys them. So reclaim your mind, reclaim your will. You owe no one your obedience, no one your confusion, no one your peace. You owe yourself truth, and once you see clearly, you realize you were never trapped. You were only taught to believe you were. Marcus said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That is Stoic freedom, not the absence of control, but mastery over yourself. Because no one can imprison a mind that has mastered itself. So let them rage, let them twist, let them try to rewrite your story. You stand free, calm, grounded, unshaken. Their chaos can no longer reach you. because you've built your fortress within. And when the evil person sees that they finally understand, their reign is over. Sign 5. They destroy what they cannot possess. When all manipulation fails, the mask finally falls. The evil person reveals their truest face, and what you see isn't strength, it's desperation. Because if they cannot own you, they will try to ruin you. They cannot stand to watch you rise beyond their reach. Your peace insults their chaos. Your independence exposes their weakness. Your silence screams louder than their words. So they slander, they sabotage, they distort, they whisper poison into ears that once trusted you. They twist half-truths into daggers, hoping others will carry out their vengeance for them. They want your light to flicker, your calm to crack, your name to fade into shadow. But here lies the Stoics' test to endure the attack without becoming the attacker. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best way to avenge yourself is not to become like your enemy, because evil wins not when it hurts you, but when it changes you. If you stay calm when you are accused, if you stay kind when you are mocked, if you remain steady when storms surround you, you've already won." The Stoic does not chase revenge. He seeks mastery. He understands that dignity cannot be taken, it can only be surrendered. So while the wicked plot and posture, you remain anchored. While they rage in noise, you dwell in silence. While they burn in hatred, you stand untouched, watching their fire consume only themselves. Because evil always burns brighter than it should, and it always burns itself out. Seneca wrote, "He who does wrong harms himself," and that truth never fails. The more they lie, the less peace they find. The more they try to destroy you, the more they expose their own emptiness. You, on the other hand, gain something far greater clarity, freedom, proof of your strength. Do not waste your energy proving your innocence to those who delight in misunderstanding you. Live your integrity so clearly that no accusation can outshine your character, because Stoicism is not about silence in weakness, it's silence in power. The kind of silence that unnerves the wicked because it cannot be controlled. So let them talk, let them twist, let them build fires from lies. You stay in light, you stay in truth, you stay in control, because evil, left alone, destroys itself. But goodness, when preserved, endures forever. And when the ashes settle, the world will see the one who stood calm in the storm was never the victim, but the victor. Closing reflection, recognizing evil, remaining good. So how do you protect yourself from evil? Not by building walls of hate, but by fortifying the mind. Epictetus said, "It is not death or pain that is to be feared, but the fear of pain or death." Likewise, it is not evil itself that destroys, it's your reaction to it. Evil people are teachers in disguise. They test your patience, your boundaries, your wisdom. They reveal where you are still weak and where you are already strong. Don't chase them and don't try to fix them. Just stand tall in your virtue, because nothing unsettles darkness more than a soul it cannot corrupt. When you see through their illusions, when you hold your peace instead of feeding the fire, you become untouchable. That is the essence of Stoicism, not to change the world, but to remain unchanged when the world grows dark. So remember, evil exists, but it is powerless against the mind that remains virtuous. You can't stop others from deceiving, betraying, or manipulating, but you can stop them from pulling you down with them. Stay disciplined, stay rational, stay free. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Be that master, be that calm within the storm, And if this message strengthened your mind, subscribe to Soul of Stone for more Stoic wisdom and the power to face life unmoved.